Craig's stuff. Craig's stuff. Craig's got a lot of stuff. Yeah. Craig's stuff. Craig's stuff. Craig's got a lot of stuff. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Craig's Stuff. My name is Craig, and this is some of my stuff. Now you may be asking yourself, did you already watch this review? No, this is the next video, the next figure from this line. This was my last video for the Migu MW Culture Venom. Now we are going to take a look at the Carnage. Just like Venom comes in this shipper box that pretty much looks identical to Venom's. I don't know. Comes in a huge box. Now, unfortunately, this Carnage is a different scale than Venom. I believe that the figures were supposed to come in two different scales, but I'll talk about that in a second. So here is the packaging. This is gorgeous. It's just like the Venom package, just with Carnage, and it is fantastic. This is Carnage there on the side, on the top, on the bottom. There's some stuff there. I guess, I don't know, it's Chinese. I think that's Chinese. On the side, there's some stuff. Then on the back, we see our figure. Then on the inside, you see the back has some stuff. Then, just like the Venom, has this gorgeous picture of Carnage there. Nice and embossed, by the way. Same photo on that side. And then this one, for whatever reason, is actually displayed with a window, where the other one did not have a window. It just had a picture in the front for some reason. And you can actually already see in the packaging what I was talking about with the scaling. Carnage is gonna be big. Venom, obviously, as you may or may not know, or you should probably know, is usually much bigger than Carnage. Well, we'll take a look when he's out of the package. But this is actually 1/7 scale, which you can actually see there at the bottom. It says 1/7 scale action figure. This Venom was 1/9 scale. Now, from when I was looking into this stuff, there was supposed to be a 1/9 scale Venom and a 1/7 scale Venom and a 1/9 scale Carnage and a 1/7 scale Carnage. Now, these figures were not released normally through things like Big Bad Toy Store or like regular retailers. They were only on like third-party websites, which makes me think, I don't know if these are actually licensed figures, because if they were, why wouldn't they be available everywhere, you know? And it just didn't make any sense. So I don't know the exact anything about them or why that is, but from where I got them, I guess the only ones available were a 1/9 and a 1/7. I don't know. I wanted the figures regardless. I do love scale, and scale is very important to me. And I generally would like at least figures from the same line to be scaled with each other. But whatever. So I actually didn't know the listing said 1/9 scale, but if you looked in the details, it said 1/7 scale. So I think that's enough chit chat about that. I think it's time to pop this sucker open. So what's weird about Carnage is that Carnage actually comes with all this plastic. Venom was all styrofoam. Of course, the instructions always very important. Look at that, like a Carnage in there. Alrighty, so there is Carnage. Really cool. Really cool figure. This is awesome. In fact, let's try it right now. Let's see how they look next to each other. And Carnage is definitely taller than Venom. But he's not much taller, but Venom is still much wider. So it doesn't actually look that bad. Plus, you could, if you really wanted to, you could really get Carnage bent up a little bit, I'm sure. And it probably wouldn't look too bad, especially because he's still quite a bit skinnier So this it doesn't actually look that bad. I was a little bit hesitant initially. I was kind of afraid that they would look so silly, but they don't look that bad. All right, so let's put Carnage off to the side, and we will take a look at all his accessories, because we of course get a ton. So right off the start, we get the alternate head. Now this includes the Carnage head with a tongue. If you know from the comics, he's not really a tonguey type of symbiote, generally, although in the movie, he does have the tongue, usually Carnage. I mean, I think he has a tongue. I think I've seen him with a tongue in the comics, but he's not like Venom, where the tongue's always out and flopping around. But it still really looks good. I like this a lot. The detail's so nice. He did such a good job. Oh my god. Then we get two of these guys. Very classic Carnage to get these really cool symbiote axes. You get one for each hand, which is awesome. And then we get two alternate clawed hands, open hands. So it's cool that Carnage actually comes with regular fisted hands. All right, and just like Venom, we're getting a ton of different tendril stuff. We're also getting a couple symbiote blades. And these look good. This one's a little bit bent, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal. He's supposed to be, you know, they're supposed to be made of, like, you know, symbiote goo, so it's not that big of a deal. Then we have, these actually are for his hands, too, it looks like. These, I guess, are just symbiote goo also, but I think they're supposed to be, like, when he puts it on his hands and it kind of flops down. I don't know how to describe that. Same with these. So you're getting all different options. These are all hand parts. So these are all different hand options. Crazy fingers. These are like almost like insect looking things. I think these are also for the hands. And last, these are all hand parts. This is crazy. You get these even more crazy looking symbiote goo stuff. Look at all this stuff. All this symbiote stuff. It's just crazy. So much symbiotic goodness. Then you get, just like the last figure, the little thing for the batteries and tweezers. But, oh, he does have batteries. Okay, so I guess his eyes also must light up, just like, yes, they do. Just like Venom, Carnage's eyes will be able to light up. So for his eyes, you do get batteries and a little screwdriver that allows you to pop the batteries in and out. It's great that they give you that stuff. Then we get all these different tendrils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different tendrils. And then more. If you didn't think he came with enough symbiote blades and stuff for his hands, you get 2 more. 2 more of these symbiote blades, and these are just crazy looking. All of this stuff is gorgeously painted, by the way. They all have like this great red, black fading, and they're just really, really, really cool. Every single one of them is just very well done. All the shading in there. They just look so good. Look at this. There's just a pile of like Carnage-y goodness. I love it. It's great stuff right here. Now I think it's time to take a more closer look at Carnage. This is just an absolutely beautiful figure. Just like the Venom, they did such a absolutely fantastic job. There's so much sculpting detail on this figure, and the paint work is fabulous. Throughout the thing, it has this great dark black shading throughout the thing, and the colors are so vibrant. This red really, really pops. The sculpt, everything is it's just so nice looking. I love all the veins throughout. Everything is sculpted on, all these veins and symbiotic goodness. It's just absolutely fantastic. It is just beautiful. The head too, which I'm just going to pop off so you can see the head. The head is just beautiful. I love look at how pretty that white is. That really bright white. And then on his mouth too. It would have been cool actually if they just made sculpted his mouth completely closed. Kind of the way he is in the comic books, where it's just like that pink tongue, but they instead they went with an open mouth, but they still gave him the black teeth, so you know they did that correctly, and I think it looks really good either way, because even you can really see it has, you know, he has a pink tongue in there, which is really, really, really cool looking. Now, the paint apps for him, like especially with the black lines throughout, are definitely not the cleanest. You can see how they kind of, they don't miss, they kind of miss here and there. But you know what? It's just such a messy looking character that it's almost hard to even tell. Like you can see like here, right here specifically, you know, they missed a little bit here, but it's definitely missed throughout. But to me, it isn't that big of a deal at all. Just because like I said, he's just a messy looking character. He's supposed to look kind of crazy, and it doesn't matter. It's not that, it doesn't matter too much. Now for articulation, I think you're going to get a little bit better articulation on him than on Venom. Just because he is a more lean, slim character. So let's see what we got. Head motion, he looks down a little bit. He looks up. He goes side to side. There is a nice tilt there on the head, and it goes, of course, all the way around. Now, there is actually a cut for the neck, but I can't seem to get the neck to move at all, so I'm not really sure about that. The arms go up to about 90 degrees, which is already better than Venom. They go down. They go all the way around. They are not ratcheted on this joint, but they apparently are ratcheted going all the way around. He has the upper bicep cut. He has double jointed elbows there, which are great. The wrists spin all the way around. They're on that ball joint, so you can kind of get any direction you want with the hand, although it does kind of pop off a little bit, so it doesn't stay on too well. If you move it too far, it's not going to stay on very well, because you can see it just kind of falls right off. The hands are made of a bit of a more pliable material, so it allows the hands to fit on nice and easy. Then at the upper chest, you get a little bit of chest motion forward and back, not too much. He does tilt side to side, and he does spin all the way around, unlike Venom, which for whatever reason I couldn't get to move at all. Then he has the lower section as well. So what's weird is the Venom lower section worked much better, but the Carnage one, on the other hand, can't get too much motion. He kind of just spins a little bit there to the side and tilts as well. Then at the legs, he goes about that far forward. He goes about that far back. He does have a pretty good split. He has double jointed knees. Now he does sort of spin at the upper thigh. There is a cut there. You can see the cut right here, that there is some spin there. Unfortunately, you can't get too much, but it is there. You get a little bit, almost as much as, maybe a little bit more than like the McFarlane figures. And that's okay. Then at the ankle, they are just on a ball joint, so you're not getting too much motion out of them. You get a little bit forward, a little bit backwards, not really, and almost no ankle pivot, which in today's modern figures, it's a little bit disappointing to not get some ankle pivot. And it also spins around. But then he does have a little bit of toe articulation. But that's pretty tight. It also goes down a little bit too. So Carnage stands really, really tall. Stands just about 13¼ inches tall. That's massive. Now, like I said earlier, his eyes do light up. So let's turn off the lights and take a look at that. Unlike Venom, because Venom is completely black. Obviously, the light does go through the red a little bit on his head, so his head kind of lights up, not just his eyes. So it definitely does not look as cool as Venom, just because, you know, obviously the red kind of goes through. But it's still very, very cool. It's a neat feature that they definitely did not need to do. But they did anyway. Why not? As I'm sure you've noticed, I put on all the tendrils. And he looks super cool once these tendrils are on. Similarly to Venom, all the tendrils have numbers. And then, but differently from Venom, you have to just match the numbers up with the instructions, because it tells you exactly which one goes where. But, I mean, it's more or less you can kind of figure out where the holes fit, because, I mean, they're similar, but you don't want to break your figure, so you might as well just follow the instructions. Where Venom, out of everything, was actually labeled right on the figure, which was cool. So overall, it's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous figure. I don't think I like it as much as the Venom, but I do really like it. It is definitely not perfect. It's just like Venom. He doesn't stand super well. He also doesn't move as well. This is a bit skinnier of a figure, so you would hope it could be more dynamic, especially compared to the big beef machine that is this Venom. So it's just almost a little bit disappointing that he's not as dynamic as he possibly could be. But do not get me wrong, this is an absolutely amazing figure. It is gorgeous. It is just the amount of accessories you get are just amazing. It's just, I still think this is probably better than the Hot Toys version that's coming out. Just because this, it looks like them. It's more comic booky look. I actually completely decided to pass on the Carnage Hot Toy, despite my love for symbiotes. It's just too much money, and I hated that movie, so I can't. I'm getting the Venom because I love Venom, but Carnage is sorry. But anyway, he is still beautiful. I love this figure so much, and I can't wait to display these guys on my shelf. It is just very exciting. Anyway, if you like this review, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Please check out my Instagram. It's at Craig's Stuff. Check back every Friday at noon for brand new videos. I will see you guys next time. Later.